go. That microphone is on. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you all for being here. I see we don't have quite as many people in right yet, but hey, 17 is better than none, and that's always good. For those just joining, Piggy is here. Welcome, Piggy. Hey, Piggy, I sent you an email. I'm sure you're pondering it and now, or now you're looking, one of the two. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you here. We'll start off by saying hi to all of our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and Sue Hayes, and who's that other guy? C&D Boy. As well as Yvonne Kunkel and Siggy and Gary 24/7 Live AZ Skies. Welcome all the moderators. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh boy, I'll be right back, she says. Okay, yeah, she's gonna look. Anyway, glad to have you all on board. We'll get to saying hi to everyone real quick. And we'll start out by saying hi to Susie, as well as Dan and King Colin, Mars 2028, Peter Greenlees, Henry Nelson, and Brian Perfectibility 999. Going up the list, Mars 2028 is on board. Did I say Henry Nelson? I think so. Dan, yep, we got you. And we got the King going up, looking for other names here real quick. I did see a couple that weren't normally in here. Julianne, welcome back, and good to see you. And we got Susie in here. Yep, we got Susie already. And Metal Omi 54, guten Abend. I'm glad to have you back. And let's see, who else we got? Going up the list, Grandma B is in the house. Grandma B was actually second in today. King Colin was the first one in. He got the royal cookies. So there you go. And I think I got everyone that's in here. Rayola just popped in as well. Welcome, Rayola. If I did not say your name, it's not intentionally. I may have missed it, but welcome everyone, and you can always jump up and down and say, hey, you forgot me. And that's all good. Anyway, looking at what we've got on the screen, of course, that is Rebby from back in July 31st, I think, or maybe August 1st, one of the two. Pretty close to that time period. I think it's July 31st, if I'm recalling correctly, there at 4:29 a.m., something like that. Just roughly, according to what we see there. No, I didn't want to turn that one off. I wanted to turn the other one off. There we go. All right, so before we, sit and stagnate on this one, we'll take a look. Did Kurajima settle down? Not really. It is still kind of doing things. Okay, I got that, Piggy. All right, Piggy, I got the email, and okay. Okay. All right. Be careful what you're asking for there, Piggy. You might get a box full of maple leaves. Oh boy, that is all funny. Anyway, let's leave that park lava. Let's go over to Kilauea, take a quick look and see what Hawaii is doing. And I'm hoping it's going to do something. It's all still quiet there. We still see the smoke coming from that central area in Hilama'uma'u. A few more spots actually smoking down here on the forefront here. I guess my hamster is showing up there. I just got to get my other screen back up and get rid of that little thing I could have just turned off earlier. There we go. All right, so down here, some extra steam. We are seeing more smoke or steam rising from that other area. We also see steam here now, which we weren't before. So kind of interesting to see that. I think we may end up seeing an eruption sooner than later, but hey, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's leave that be for right now. I don't know if they're going to swing that camera. It takes a little while. They seem to like being zoomed in on that corner for some reason. It takes a little while before they swing back. There they go. All right, so we also see the other steamer over here on the what used to be the edge of Helemaumau. Same with this one here. The other vents in the background there, of course, that is the Kilauea land, and that is what we see there. It does look like somebody was walking in here. It looks like tracks going through the lava field. Kind of weird. Anyway, big feet too. Those have got to be huge feet. Anyway, dinosaurs maybe. King Kong or somebody. Anyway, we'll leave that be. Let's make that one smaller. We're going to go to our next shot. Going to redo that so we get today's view. And there it is. Yep, definitely more smoke coming from that central area. We are seeing that steamer still doing its thing, as well as in the back and that back wall. So lots of steam coming up and extra material here. So I don't know. Kong is a distant relative. A distant relative, huh? Yeah, okay. Let's go to our next one. We're going to redo that. Let's see what today's view is, and that is it. And yep, we still see that steam on the sides, and there, of course, the steamer, and of course that central vent area there of Helemaumau. Interesting, but not telling us too much. Let's have a quick peek at the thermal. I'm going to refresh that as well. And looking at the top. Wow, a piggy throws in. Thank you, Dr. Fox. Hugs. All right, Piggy. Thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat there. And I'm just going to write it down here. Piggy and a £2 super chat. Thank you very kindly for that, Piggy. And all cool, appreciated, and hugs right back to you. Anyway, I'm not seeing anything new coming out of the top area, and of course we're seeing the rest of this really hasn't changed much. It's pretty much the same as yesterday. Things are cooling down. We're still seeing the glow spots in these other places. Maybe we'll see an eruption in that area or here. This is where most of that smoke is emanating from, not back there. So that is in this area. And miss not being able to be here as much, but asleep is winning at the moment. Well, at least you still get the opportunity to do that, Piggy, and that's I think the important part with it. And glad to have you on board. Anyway, that is what we were seeing there. Gonna pop that back to this. Let's go take a look in Iceland and see what's going on there. And I see they changed that screen. We're gonna go back a little ways here on this one and see if we can get a picture up on the screen. There is our wonderful Rebbe there in Iceland. And there's a Kalir in the background, a Rebbe vent right there, seeing more steam coming off of it, and even over here. And remember, yesterday I was saying we were seeing it here as well. And I don't know if you guys have been watching the other map. Let's see. What is going on here? I want to bring you over to the other map for a second and kind of ask, I don't know, has anyone else noticed? Do we notice anything funny here? This is the current volcano map. Look, there's LD as a yellow. And how come we got Fagradalfjall as an orange? I don't know if anyone has noticed that, but apparently that's what they're showing. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? And that is something crazy. Things make you go, yep. And Linda Schoof is here as well. Welcome, Linda. Good to see you. I just wanted to point that out. And of course, it says July 13th was the last update. I don't think that's correct. Well, maybe it was for them. I don't know. But they need to get things updated. And they also need to get, they have a picture here, but they don't have anything else. And that is the 2023 eruption, of course, that we're just looking at. So, and no new lava flow. Unfortunately, the map updating takes a little bit. But what I was just kind of pointing out is the fact that we are seeing Fagradalfjall as listed as an orange, as well as LD back to a yellow from it wasn't before. So that is interesting. Anyway, getting back to here, let's go take a look at the other views. This, of course, is from about 7 hours and 11 minutes ago. If we go back further in time, wasn't the greatest of days there. That is from about 12:09 p.m. Their time. You can see it. It wasn't a super sunny day or anything like that. Let's throw that back on live. The one thing I noticed in the live, we're not seeing any light coming from Reykjavik. So let's go back there, and of course, that is what the light part is. And I don't know if it's the camera shut down or something. There's about hour and a half ago, and I don't see anything there. So I'm going to put that back on live. I think the cameras may have shut down because of lack of power. And not the greatest days lava wise. And this is also not a good view from here. It looks like this is up on Thorbjorn. But we have our wonderful Blue Lagoon off on the left-hand side here, and normally we see Ragnar off in the distance. Let's back that up a little bit and see what we've got going on there today. And you can see Ragnar and Storyhurter, and of course our wonderful Nut Creeky area right in there, and the Atlantic Ocean over on the right-hand side there. And not too much right now, though, unfortunately. Going back in the day, just to show you what it was like earlier, kind of the same, really not a heck of a lot of difference. So let's put that back to live. And you know what? It actually looks like, if you're looking there, it actually looks like there's snow there. Am I seeing that right? Snow? Wow. Yeah, up on Thorbjorn, snow. Okay, 'tis the season. Cloud, smoke, or ash. How about snow? Well, let's leave the commercials be. We'll go to the next one. Actually, we'll skip that. We'll go to the next one here and see what is this on our screen. Get off our screen. We can't see. These flakes come around and bother us like that. I hate that. Anyway, let's back that one up a little bit too. And yep, it's snowing in Reykjavik. And this is at 22:49, so that is about 34 minutes ago, 33 minutes ago. It's snowing in Reykjavik. Oh boy, that is fun. Yep, there you go. Winter is coming. And if we go back a little bit further in the day, that didn't look too bad yet. I don't see snow on the roofs here, not yet, but we do have a lot of snow up in the mountains. So that's a pretty good idea that, hey, a winter's coming. That was earlier. That was from 2:10 in the afternoon. And that wasn't that bad looking. But the current shot is this one. And yes, it was snowing. It may still be snowing there in Reykjavik, the capital city of Iceland. Let's go to our next shot. And we'll make that one bigger. I'm going to have to pop back really quickly here. It wasn't snowing there, and that is Katla underneath there. That mound right there, that's basically Katla, and that is what we were seeing today. I'm surprised we can see Katla with all that snow happening in the area. And let's see what we've got a little further on. Yep, and that does look a little bit on the snowy side as well. Let's put that one back on live. We'll make that smaller, get to our next screen. And this is a Katla from the other side. And that may not be as visible. It's slightly different angle. And yeah, we can still see it. So the clouds were up high enough, which is really awesome. There you go. So a Katla doing its thing and not popping anything or doing anything crazy. Let's make that one smaller. We'll go to the next one. This is the Reykjanes Peninsula. Normally we can see the lights of Grindavik over here. We don't see them, and we normally see the steam vent, things like that, and the towers. Not seeing that at all. There is the lighthouse beacon. You just seen it go by, and you seen it was snowing there. If we go back a little bit, and this is about 3.5 hours ago, we could see the lights of Grindavik and the towers, and of course the stuff there in the beam from the lighthouse. If we go back a little bit further here, this is almost 5 hours ago. Still no snow at that point in time, but you do see very cloudy and hazy, lots of steam coming off of the steam vent here, or a geyser if you want to call it that, and also seeing lots of steam coming from this area down in the forefront, which hasn't been steaming that much as of late. And this one here, they are turning on the venting as well for the steam power plant, which is this thing in the background here. And pretty interesting to see that. So a little bit of a get up and go, I guess, for our wonderful Reykjanes Peninsula. Probably going to turn white by tomorrow. I don't know if that snow will stay, but we'll see what happens, and we'll maybe keep an eye on it later on. Anyway, let's go make that one smaller and put it back on one where I can find it, and we'll get over to the harmonic tremor charts. And there's our ODF chart. I did have to reboot again, so everything is kind of messed up once again. This was interesting to see and observe, to be able to see. Yeah, weather for Reykjavik is just exclamation WR, gets you Reykjavik weather. Grindavik is exclamation W grin, like a GRIN. Anyway, that is what we were seeing. The sensor was out for a little while. This is the ODF one up in the northern end of Fredrikstad. Obviously, we had a major drop in seismicity and a rebound. This from yesterday kind of made me wonder what the heck is going on. I wish we could see the missing data. I will maybe have to look at one of the other charts, but it did look like our magmatic dropped back down and tried to rebound. Seismicity dropped down and rebounded as well, along with the tectonic action. So what are we seeing is a good question. We'll take a look at a couple of the other ones and see if we can find out what's going on there with our missing data. And of course that one is not too far away from Kristavik, so this one would have a relevance. You can see what's going on here. Slight drop, regained, and then drop completely and regained. And we have the same thing in our seismicity. So magmatic and seismicity about the same. And watching what's happening here as far as tectonic movement. Interesting, but fairly heavy down here. So we've got something rumbling underneath the ground. Maybe it's a magma coming up. Who knows? And fingers crossed. That's the way I look at it. So on the HRV one, so Kristevik is slightly further to the east and to the southeast from the ODF chart or ODF sensor, and this one is just on the kind of a midway between the top and the bottom as far as Fræðrafjall is concerned. So this is on the eastern side, and we see it started out kind of level and then dropped off and regained. Seismicity was up, and it did drop quite a bit, tried to regain and dropped a whole bunch more and came back up along with the tectonic, which is our blue line in the end here. So kind of makes you wonder. This is interesting. That was the data we were missing on the other one, and really nothing too crazy there. Let's have a look at Grindavik and see what it was doing. So there's your Grindavik chart. Grindavik, of course, to the southwest of Fræðrafjall, and that is what we've got going on there. You can see same kind of pattern. So so far, I kind of would have to look at it if we're seeing that same pattern in these. It may be a tectonic in nature. Next one, of course, is Grimsey, and that is up on the northern end now of Iceland, on its own little island. So seeing the magmatic doing just about the same thing as what we've seen down on the Reykjanes Peninsula. I see that going south. I want to go shoot him, but he already took off. He was bathing in the bunny water. Bottom of the hour. It is time for me to go take a break. So I just wanted to point out here at Grimsey, the seismicity did drop, but we're also seeing a lot more shaking going on as our tectonic dropped as well. So what the heck is going on? And we've had some movement, but we may also have an intrusion of some sort. And let's take a look at, I know it's time for a break, but we'll get this finished real quick here. The one for Katla. Katla would be this Austmannsbunga. Austmannsbunga is just slightly to the north of that caldera, and you can see kind of the same pattern here for our magmatic and tectonic, or sorry, magmatic and seismatic, and our tectonic did drop quite a bit and stayed down low, and near the end it did come up again. So things that make you go and Askja, well, Askja didn't drop anywhere near as much, so it being right in the middle kind of makes a guy wonder. And there we did see a little bit more of a spike there at the beginning of the day, but we see that decline, and that one didn't rebound from the tectonic. So it's not completely all tectonic action that we were seeing. All right, let's put the canned lava back on, and I am going to go for a break, and we'll get back into things after the break. We'll take a look at the earthquakes. So that's basically our tectonic stuff, and we'll go from there. So all cool. Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Keep smiling. Come on, Katla. You've got it. This. We'll see what happens. And welcome the reborn. Hopefully everything is good in here. Yeah, good in there. Yep. Good in here, good in there, and good all over the place. I'll be back. Don't go away. Thanks. we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX on live stream. Of course, what we've got on the screen is our wonderful Merapi volcano in Iceland, Merapi event, and it's doing its thing from way back. Anyway, archive footage. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mars 2028 and Henry. And welcome JB, and welcome Going South as well, and thank you for the welcome back. Awesome, and Wonky Donkey is here too. Welcome Trev, good to see you. And let's park our wonderful canned lava for now. We'll get over to the earthquakes without much delay here. So let's pop over there and see what's shaking in Iceland. And there we go. Get it on the right screen. And 76 quakes for today. So last 24 hours, 76 quakes. Let's take a look. First off, we'll zoom out a whole bunch. And there's why I wanted to zoom out. This is what we always look for. We've got a 3.9, 5.2 kilometers down, 5:37 this morning. And that is way out on the Rakens Ridge, way out, quite a ways away. So I don't think that's going to affect anything local here, but you never know. And that is indicating some movement of sorts. Let's take a look at the Rakens Peninsula first off. Remember yesterday we had a very, very little activity there, or just about, I think there was nothing in our Fragile Fjord. Well, happy, and we've got a swarm right there. And that is always cool. We'll get into that swarm in a minute. Let's take a look and see what's happening out here at the tip of the peninsula. We've got a 1.0, 5.6 kilometers down, 2148 for that guy. This one is a 0.3, 5.2 clicks down from 1431. 1.1, 4.1 kilometers down from 1946. And if we zoom in here, we'll get them all. 1.6, 4.9 kilometers down, 203 this morning. 1.01, 4.5 kilometers down from 538. 1.3, 4.4 clicks down, 543. 0.91, 4 kilometers down, 46 minutes after midnight. 0.99, 4.3 kilometers down from 36 minutes after midnight. And 1.12, 4 kilometers down, 16 minutes after midnight. This other one here, 1.02, 4.1 kilometers down, and 203 was the time on that. 0.48, 3.4 kilometers down from 1447. 0.92, 3.4 kilometers down, 36 minutes after midnight. And this 1.23, 3.4 kilometers down, 14 minutes after midnight. And a 1.2, 3.4 kilometers down at 2:02 this morning. And we go up a little bit more. There's a few others here. 5:39 this morning, a 0.51, 1.1 kilometer down, and a 0.32, 135 meters down, very shallow. And that's from a 5:43. And this next one is a 0.06, very small, 3.4 kilometers down from a 1213. Now grabbing these on land. This one just about right where our vent is, the steam vent, and that is 1.1, 4.1 kilometers below it, and that is from 1949. The other one there is from a 542 this morning, a 0.96, 8.1 kilometers down. And moving over a bit, we see a 1.22 and 4.8 kilometers down from 1040. Nothing directly at Grindavik or at the Blue Lagoon. And Thorbjorn, well, we know we got some snow up there. Kind of funny. I like that. Anyway, let's take a look at the depths of some of these. This is what I want to see. 0.19, 2.5 kilometers down, 1237. 0.39, 2.1 kilometers down from 16. What was it, 1611? Yeah, it is. So I did get it right. And let's see what the other ones are. 0.09, very small. 9:04 this morning, 1.1 kilometers down for it, 0.6, 4.3 kilometers down from 21:08, and that was today's fairly new. 0.03, 1.1 kilometers down, 16:28. The newest one in here, 0.4, 2.1 kilometers down, 23:33. 23:23, we had a 0.7, 2.7 kilometers down, and a 0.35 underneath that parking lot, 4.7 kilometers down at 14:15. Going up 0.68, 3.6 kilometers down, 16:20. 0.42, 1.1 clicks down from 16:23. 0.73, 2.8 kilometers down, 16:16. 0.61, 2.3 clicks down, 16:30. Next one is a 0.39, 867 meters down from 9:10 this morning. Going up a little bit more there, we see a 1.49, 3.3 kilometers down, 16:08, and a 0.9 there, 2.8 clicks down from 15:59. 0.49, 1.5 kilometers down from 16:21. 0.61, 2.5 kilometers down, 15:53. 0.31, 1.4 kilometers down, and that's from 16:26. 0.5 over here, 3.8 kilometers down from 19:22. The other one behind it at 0.84, 2.3 kilometers down, 16:31. And the two up there from 1.2 kilometers down, 23:24. Now let's grab some of these other ones. This one is from 13:05, 0.44, 2.9 clicks down, 0.33, and that is 4.8 kilometers down, 15:01. 0.19, 5.2 clicks down from 13:55. 0.55, 3.9 kilometers down, 15:33. And 0.06, 3.1 clicks down, 15:28. This one here, 0.5, 2.6 clicks down, 12:12 was the time on that. And 0.95, 2.3 kilometers down, 14:03. Moving up, the only one up here is a 0.54, 6.5 kilometers down from 13:23. And way up here by Kilauea, we do have one lonely little quake from 6:56 this morning, a 0.56, and I'm surprised it's not 6.5 kilometers down. It's only 6.3. And that is very interesting to see that swarm. And I don't know, is that going to give us something? We've been watching this area a little bit. We've been seeing the shallower quakes as the magma sitting underneath here. That is the question. This is the Grindavik location. Now, what we've kind of mentioned before, if we do get an eruption here in the Anakriki area, what will happen? Because I've been here, I know the lay of the land. As far as the downhill slope here, this is definitely downhill. Where the car park is here, and anything on the, I guess we'll call it on the south and the west side of the highway here, this area right in here is quite low. So if we get something happening, it's going to take some time to fill that area up. Now that is got quite a bit of volume there before it'll overflow and head further south. So that's something to consider. If it does pop up over here somewhere, I'm sure that they will be erecting berms here somewhere, if that is the case. And that will probably contain it and keep it on this side, if that is what is going to go on. You got to remember, this is a fair-sized hill. The lava isn't going to come on top, over top of that. This is much lower land on this side. So It'll be interesting. A welcome, oh mummy of hamsters. Anyway, let's carry on and take a look at some of the other quakes. And this is a 0.39, 4.4 kilometers down from 925. A 0.82, a 7.4 kilometers down, 1513. Going further out, we got a 0.1, 3.6 clicks down, 1907. A 0 here from 9.3 kilometers down, 1941 is the time on it. We don't see anything up there, but we do have a few down here at Katla, nothing at Eyjafjallajökull, and we got a 0.1, 1.1 kilometers down, 2243, a 0.86, 17.1 kilometers down from 1138, and a 1.01, 23.8 kilometers down. Wow, 1541 is the time on that guy. That's really quite deep underneath there. 0.49 way over here, and that's 873 meters down, and that is from 8:33 this morning. This 0.85, 14.2 clicks down from 14:29. The 0.64, 11.2 kilometers down from 13:21. All up here at the Grimsvatn, we have from 9:19 a.m. 1.86 in magnitude, 135 meters down. That makes you wonder, is that ice maybe? They do have ice there, so it's possible. 0.57, 2.6 kilometers down from 1406. 0.2, 4.2 clicks down, 2116. And we move up a little bit more, and nothing over here at Bardabunga, by the way. And this is Askja, and there's a 2 here. We got a 1.01, 4.1 kilometers down from 2:36 this morning. The other one is a 0.5, 3.9 kilometers down from 21:33. And here at the Bright, we've got a few quakes. A 0.96, 5.1 clicks down, 10:44 this morning. 0.89, 4.3 kilometers down, and that's 13:59. This one is a 0.3, 5.8 clicks down, 13:59 as well. And from 18:15, a 0.6, 5.3 kilometers down, and right on here, the Bright, we've got 0.5, 12.5 kilometers down underneath it, and that is from 22:54. Let's move up a little bit and see what else we've got. And let's have a quick boo. 2.19 in magnitude, 4.6 is the distance down in the ground, and 15:35 is the time on it. The other one's from 1604. It's a 1.93, 4.8 kilometers down for that guy. And let's move up north a little bit more, and a little bit of a swarm here as well. A 0.55, 3.2 kilometers down from 338. 0.8, 3.5 clicks down from 347. 1.81, 4.3 kilometers down from 340 this morning. And a 0.56, 3.7 kilometers down from 1133. And I do believe that is all on the north side. There's nothing else. So our big interest is this new swarm, and seeing that in here really makes a guy wonder, are we going to see something happen? You know where I'd like to see the eruption? I'd like to see the eruption down here. And the reason why is then we could stand on the hill looking at it from these two hills and get the camera angles, and we can see it going into the water from, we can go into the old farmer's yard there and have a look as it crumbles into the water. That'd be cool, I think. Anyway, that's kind of the news from Iceland. So I don't know what you guys think, but thanks, Sue, for that 5-minute warning, by the way. I thought gravity pulls what travels uphill in Iceland. No, that is only in other places. A bribe for lava workers and Pepsi for Uncle Doc. Awesome, oh mummy of hamsters. Oh, a mommy, and just writing that down, of hamsters. I wrote the whole thing out. I could have just put OMH there. It would have worked. But I'm just one of those guys. Anyway, thank you, oh mummy of hamsters, for that wonderful super chat. Really do appreciate that. Thank you very kindly. And we got a couple minutes before we do anything else. But as I mentioned before, we did have a peek at some of those, quakes. And I thought, I don't know, what are we going to see here in our future? Are we seeing the start of a Fragedalfjall erupting again? Are we going to see something to the south? That would be interesting, since everything else was to the north. And we'll maybe have to take a look at this LAT sensor as well, if it keeps going down in this area. And there's your sensor for HRV, and then of course our ODF is up in here, and the Kristevik is, where's a Kristevik? I know it's here somewhere. It's hiding. It's right underneath there, underneath that quake. So that is where that one is. Anyway, that's what we got going on there. Let's pop over to our next volcano, see what we've got going on, and that is over in, what do you call that place? I don't know. Well, actually, let's, you know what, let's not go there. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go here for a minute. Because there was questions, somebody was asking, what's Sakurajima doing today? There's what it's doing today. How about that? Okay. Dr. Fox, there was 2 earthquakes, 4.4 and 4.7 in Greenland's North Sea, northeast of Jan Mayen. I wouldn't doubt it that there would have been a couple more. I don't think it would show on that other map, though. Let me double check and see. I don't think it showed on the map, because that one, no, that one it wouldn't have. So those 2 other quakes are on the other one. Look at those birds fly around. And the ice cream boat is there. Quick, everybody, run down and get your ice cream. Team Tefra is on board. Awesome. How about some Team Ice Cream? Team Ice Cream, I need our ice cream today. Definitely. Sue's getting it. Awesome. And there we go. So, yeah, nice plume, eh? Just I figured I'd be showing that off. And that's not really what we're supposed to be looking at, though. We're supposed to look at Popocatépetl. Hey, look at that close-up on the bird go by. And that's pretty cool. Anyway, I am going to go take that break, ladies and gentlemen. So we will come back and we'll take a look at Popocatépetl when we get back. I'm not going to leave this one on live because it is not really moving very quickly. So it's kind of a dead picture other than the birds flying by. So we'll give you lava and we'll go from there. So don't go away. Enjoy the cooking lava from Rebby. Rebby may get a friend soon. A bunch of them. We'll see what happens. Anyway, for those good folks who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. And on that friendly note, I am going to go take a break. After the break, we will have bacon seeds. Oh, one little piece of info that I forgot to tell you guys about. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week, there will not be a show. I have to be out of the city. I'm going up to Cold Lake on a project. One of our guys that was supposed to do the project, he apparently is in the hospital. So I got elected. So we'll have a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. We won't have a stream, unfortunately. I'm going to see how Wednesday goes. Maybe Wednesday we can, depending on how quick I get back. But tentatively, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we won't. It is up in Cold Lake. That's about a 3.5 hour drive from here. So if I get done early, we can do our thing. Ice cream for everyone. Yay! Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And I'm going to go take that break and go eat my ice cream. I'll be back. Keep smiling. Thanks. here we go. We've got the microphone back on. And what the heck is going on here? Fish are friends and not food? Hey, I don't know about that, Sue. I'm kidding. Well, maybe I'm not. Hey, thank you for the welcome backs from Henry and Sue and Mars 2028 and hi, Dr. Fox from One Fish 26. Welcome, One Fish 26. Glad to have you on board. And don't be afraid. They won't eat you. Not just yet. They still have ice cream to eat first. So it's all good. I try to keep them fed with lava cookies and ice cream, and you should be safe. Thanks, JB, as well, for the welcome back and going south. Bacon wrapped fish weren't food. What? Bacon wrapped fish weren't food? Oh, dear. Okay. Anyone got some lemon for that fish? Oops. Says the girl that hands the fish and chips tonight. Oops, did I say that? Sue, was it good? That is the important question. Was it good? Don't worry, One Fish. It was one of your bad neighbors. One that you wanted to get rid of. Don't worry about it. It was delicious. And bad neighbors usually taste better. So don't worry there, One Fish. You don't need to be panicky. Yeah, it was the haddock family down the way there that you didn't like anyway. I know they moved, but it's okay. It was fish and only chips. Oh, that's all one chip. And only one chip. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah. Stay safe. Speaking of fish, let's take a look and see what we got in our basket today for bacon seeds. Well, this is our yesterday's basket, and we did like that. That is always wonderful, and I like seeing the baskets full. And of course, our wonderful Piggy, who probably fell asleep already, has sent us these new ones. So let's take a look and see what we've got for today. Speaking of sleeping, I think she might be yawning. Piggy, are you yawning? You look like you're going to fall back to sleep there underneath your covers. Yep, she's definitely yawning. I think she's just about out. Piggy is going to go asleep. And let's see what happens in the next shot. And there's two snouts. Hang on, that can't be Piggy's house. Because the one should be green if that's the case. Anyway, it looks cute. A little bit on the fuzzy side there, but all good. Next bacon seed is this little cutie. He's looking at you, going, "Hey, can I play? I want to play." All good. And let's get to the next one. And said, "I'm a lap pig." A lap pig is always a nice pig, right? That looks like he's really liking to be there. It looks like he's not having to be restrained. He's just sitting there. And you gotta like that. That is awesome. All right, next bacon seed is this guy saying, "Hey, what are you doing? Taking my picture like that? You got my bad side." He's cute. Next one. Look, I can curl my tongue. That's awesome. And let's see what we got for the next bacon seed. Talkative, expressive piglet. Yeah. Anyway, next one is this guy. He looks a little pouty. I wonder why. He's got his lower lip smacked up against his snout there. I don't know, something, a little pouty pig. Pouty pig? That'll be cool. Next one. Yeah. And now, if this is not intentional, I don't know what is. And that is definitely a pig sticking his tongue out at you. And that's the way it works. So, pretty awesome. Yep, there you go. One fish that almost looks just like it. Now that's a tongue. Yep, you definitely see it sticking out. All right, our last bacon seed for today. Let's see what we got. Hey, Debbie Brady is here. Welcome. And aloha. Another flyby hi. All righty. And thanks for stopping in, Debbie. And this is what Piggy is doing right now. And Piggy had her a little time online, heard my voice, and now she's Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 oink. I don't know if that's the sound they make, but it sounded good. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. I got a couple other files here. Everyone has a stomach like an ironing board. Some of us just have bigger piles of ironing on it, or on us. All right. Okay, well, that is all cool. That's kind of funny. What about this one? At some point, you just have to let go of what you thought should happen and live in what is happening. And there you go. And I guess Snoopy is happy. And let's see what we got. One more here. And I think this one pertains to Halloween. And that is this one. Oh, we got to get rid of that other pig underneath there. Okay, well, I guess the old mailman is up the tree. And I guess those dogs are after him. He's got a whole pack of dogs after him. Poor mailman. I don't know what to do about that. That looks pretty darn good. And thank you, Piggy, for sending those in and sharing those with us. And they are awesome. And we really do enjoy that. So thank you kindly, Piggy, if you're still awake. And all good for now. Let's take a look over at our next volcano. And that will be Popocatépetl. So thanks again, Piggy, for the bacon seeds. And for our extras here that you threw in as well. So thank you kindly for that. And oh, I needed to do something here yet. I need to put that back on there so I can find it. There we go. If I don't have a bacon seed on there, I'll never see it. Anyway, there we go. Popocatépetl, about 70 kilometers southeast of Mexico City. And we don't have very good visibility. As you know, Lydia, that big storm that was off the coast of the western coast of Mexico, it did come ashore just right around Puerto Vallarta and is pushing its way in through. And Guadalajara apparently got hit fairly hard with some weather. And we're likely going to see a lot of cloud down there in Mexico as well. So visibility is not guaranteed, and I think that was about it that we could see there. A very short temporary view of the volcano, and not much of it. So that is it. We'll leave that one be, and we'll carry on to our next one. And of course, this is a little further south. This is Fuego in Guatemala. Nice storm going on there as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Let's see what we see earlier in the day. Oh yeah, hey, earlier in the day we had some visibility, and this was at 9:43. We see quite a plume coming out then. Let's see what we had earlier. We do see a plume behind here. There was some cloud billowing up, and we've seen that plume behind it. So very white, a fluffy cloud, and very, very dark tephra-filled cloud. And that is, of course, from the volcano. The other one isn't. It's just floating around. Let's see what else we can see. And let's go back a little bit further. 8:14 this morning, we do see that trail going up. It is telling us there was some action earlier. There it is. 7:55 a.m. and billowing up just about straight up into the air. Very, very nice. And if we go back even a little further, we see more activity. And this is 7:40. And if we go back, and we got another one here at what is it, 7:22. So it's been doing its thing. It's keeping a regular schedule. Some of the puffs are bigger than others. This one's 6:31 and kind of not as big as the other plumes. And this is going all the way back, 6:21 a.m. and we see the remnants of another plume there. So obviously this thing's been doing its thing and chugging away. Let's put that one back on live. We'll make it small and we'll head to the next one. This one is a Messiah volcano. A Messiah volcano, of course, down in Nicaragua. The cloud in the back doesn't allow us to see it as well as we could, but that is a fair amount of off-gassing and the plumage happening there, and you can obviously see the volcano, or at least the rim, so pretty cool. And let's see what it looks like right now, though, and there it is in the dark. And that is what we're seeing at the present time. That's a current shot. So lava glow, definitely. And I'm sure there's still lava in that caldera. Yeah, still don't have any view or visual from that crater cam. Unfortunately, it's still not working. I think they may have removed it completely. Would have been in danger in there if that thing would have erupted. And of course, cameras cost money. Next one, Rincon de la Vieja in Costa Rica. Is Sue paying attention? It's Laguna de la Vieja. Okay, never mind. Let's go over there. We don't get to see anything. Darn it, it's dark there. I hate that. Rincon de la Vieja, not visible once again. In the gray, dark cloud stuff, it's 6:22 p.m. there, and we're not seeing it. Next one, though, of course, we're going further south, and that is down in Chile. And there's our Laguna del Mole, and you can see what it is doing there. That was this afternoon, or late afternoon, early evening, I guess. Well, actually 6 to 7 p.m. or something like that, thereabouts for that time lapse. Lots of snow there, so not a surprise. And let's leave that one be. The next one, of course, is the one we all want to see pop, and that is Villarrica. And again, that is from about 1800 onward, as far as their time, almost 1900 onward from that time lapse. We do see the smoke coming out of there, steam, and I'm sure it's off-gassing quite a bit. Going to be interesting to see what happens in the future with that one. Hopefully it'll get a good eruption. Anyway, I'm going to put it back on this screen. We'll go to our next shot. And that will be, where am I? Oh, and by the way, yeah, it's added again. The plume dissipated, and then it's doing it again. So Sakurajima is still erupting, and that's pretty cool. There you can see that next plume coming out. So we'll deal with that in a few minutes. Let's get back over to where we're supposed to be, though, and that is to have a look at Merapi. And thank you for the 5-minute warning, Sue. 7:25 a.m. There right now. If we back up a little bit, they had their cameras switched, and we didn't have very much visibility. We do see some lava trails coming down here, 4:25 a.m. From that angle. I just don't know if they had, oh yeah, they have the other ones on here as well. And Scott Hartman, wow, that's a cool shot. Thank you, Scott. And Hartman, and gifted a 1. And congratulations to Charlotte for getting that. We're still on there. Hang on. Why are we still on there? I clicked that button. Darn it. There we go. Good thing you said something. All right. So yeah. Let's see. We'll go back. This is what it was originally. So 7:24 a.m. You see how hazy it is, right? So where I was there was looking at where the lava was rolling down the hill. You could see it here. And that was pretty cool. 4:12 is actually what's on that clock. And then prior to that, they did have the other angle here where we could see some color in it, but I'm trying to find where the lava actually is. And there's a little bit of tiny bacons coming down the hill at 3:44. And let's see if we can find some more here. How about right about here maybe? There's a little bit you can see, and it really does show up on the IR cam. You can see how far those tumblers have gone. So definitely some bacon happening there at Merapi, and that is in central Java, Indonesia. Gotta love it. Where's this one here? I've seen the remnants of a bright flash here, and I want to see if I can spot it. Well, that one is not a big one. Let's see, and let's pop back. There's a bunch of little ones, and you know it's always hard to deal with them. You can see the streakiness and a very small eruptive activity, and not like some days where we get larger ones like that one. And that is not that bad. You can see it sliding down the hill here as well as up here. So really cool to see that. Still not the large one that we want to really see. We'll see that about here, I think. It had an eruptive period earlier. So there it starts just after midnight. And if you look down on the bottom here, they did switch it around. So the IR cam up top, a color camera bottom left. And if we advance this, you can kind of see what's going on and where that lava flow is later. And you can see how much lava came down in that shot, down in the color one as well as the IR. And that is pretty awesome to see. That's a little bit more than a normal buffering. I'm holding pretty steady with our bits. So kibbles and bits are steady. I don't know why you're buffering. Now it dropped a little bit, but not anything crazy. Maybe there's a different, no, now I see my bit rates jumping a little bit. Wonky donkey buffering too. Oh no. Actually bit rates are not that far out as far as what we see. Scott Hartman, thank you for the wonderful super chat. Scott Hartman throws in a 10 spot. Thank you very kindly, Scott. That is awesome. Appreciate that wonderful support, and always a pleasure to have you on board here. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the buffering, you guys, because my bit rates are pretty solid. I don't know why. Hopefully everyone else is okay now. Yeah, it's still right where it was, so I'm kind of a little bit baffled. Anyway, looking at what we've got from Merapi, it is pretty awesome. That was at about 12:30, and then prior to that they had more. And if we go back here a little bit, at just before midnight. You can see the lava field there underneath that cloud. Unfortunately, the other one isn't going to show, but that was again about the same amount, so it's been doing its thing. Here's another one. This was from a little bit earlier, so very eruptive during the course of the night, and pretty awesome to be able to see that. So 2344, it was going again, and you can see the color camera here and the streaks going down on that as well. And let's see, even earlier it was doing the same thing. Let's pop it back to here, 2313. Again, eruptive activity, fairly heavy, and nice to see that, to watch that lava slide down the hill. Let's see if I can find any really big ones here. Yeah, they had it changed to color again for a while, but let's see if we can find these other spots. There's the color camera now up in that place again. This is back a little bit, so I'm trying to hit it on the right spot. That is at 10:19 p.m. You can see quite a bit of lava on the IR cam, but not so visible here. And I was hoping we'd see more. Darn it. Yep, cloud work is in the way, and you can see the lava dribbles there. Really not, I'm just backing it up a little bit. Really not that much on that shot, but let's see if we can spot some other ones here. They had switched the cameras back earlier as well, 2050. They had them reversed. So actually, we'll leave it as that. We know Merapi is producing quite a bit of lava. So in my opinion, Merapi makes us happy today. And thank you for doing that, Merapi. I know it's break time. I should have gone for a break already. Let's leave it as that. When we come back, we'll have a look at Mount Ruapehu and see what we got going on there. Well, hang on. Let's do this real quick. Is Mount Ruapehu visible? You don't think so? No. That's way back in the morning, and that is a couple hours, no, 3 hours ago. This is 2 hours ago. I think we are, yeah, they got clouds, unfortunately. So we won't come back to that. We'll come back to Taupo when we come back. So let's leave it as that. I'm going to go for that Pepsi, get that canned lava working, and here it comes. I got it going. All right, throw some music on there for those good people who are here. If you have not yet, hit that like button, give it a quick bump. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and help us out and grow the channel. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. Here's the music. Okay, the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yes, Sue, thank you. I did take a look at that and how they were battling that blaze. And thank you for the welcome back from Mars 2028. I still have not caught live rocket test at McGregor. And thank you for the welcome back going south. And I know it's coming. I can hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. In that smooth voice tonight because she's had lots of practice. Thanks, Going South and Scott Hartman. And yeah, hey, that's exactly what you just had in mind there, Sharon. Awesome. And yeah, that alien creature you seen on there, Mars 2028, I know it was difficult to comprehend what was going on in that particular shot, but that big dove was flying along, holding onto this pole, carrying it through the sky while it's got a little twig in its beak, and just about got me. That was out in Mernum, Alberta. That is their little statue thing they've got down in their downtown. Not much of a downtown. You blink, you miss it. But hey, it was there, and I figured I'd take a photo of it. So that is what I got. Anyway, okay, all warmed up. Yep, it's awesome. Olive branch. Yep, dove of peace. That's the whole idea behind it. Since I did notice that comment about things not so good there in the Middle East. Hopefully that'll all resolve itself and people will get back to a normal lives. But it's not up to me. It's I guess whoever the greedy people are there. Anyway, let's continue on with what we were doing. And we were looking at our stuff over in New Zealand, and there we go. Gives us a pretty good idea of what we've got going on, and of course looking at the entire lake there. That is the caldera for Taupo, and of course you can see in the background, just make it out if you look real hard. There's the hill here, and there's what looks like a white cloud. That's not a cloud, that's Mount Ruapehu, also the other volcano. So pretty cool. Quite windy here. Looks like somebody stole one of their flags, either that or it blew away. Water's a little rougher than it was yesterday, and the leaves are definitely rustling. We don't have any more, but they do have leaves on their trees. Awesome. Anyway, this shot courtesy of the Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center there in Taupo. And yep, looking pretty cool. So let's leave that be. We'll make that one a little bit smaller, put it back on that Merapi frame so we can find that later. I love the Taupo view. It is nice. I do like that myself, Sharon. So pretty awesome. And that's why I keep it, keep bringing it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I just wanted to see. No, Sakurajima, the ice cream boat just left. Darn it. That's okay. We got ice cream earlier, so we're good. Anyway, Semeru, East Java, East Java, Indonesia, and there we go. Not a heck of a lot happening. If we go back a little bit here, it did look like it was off-gassing or pluming a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's actually coming from the volcano or that's some other cloud coming by there. It did look like it was coming from the volcano a little bit, so hopefully it is continuing to erupt. Not a heck of a lot going on there. If we go back into the nighttime shots, we do see some stars up there, but the low-level haze and cloud is obstructing our view, unfortunately, and you can see the stars are still up there, but no go on the volcano, no bright lava flows or anything like that. Going back a little bit more, let's see if we got anything else happening there. Now we can just see the outline of Semeru, but nothing happening lava-wise. So let's put that one back on live. I don't think we've got anything else in that area. So we'll take a look there. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. That guy's a pretty good talent there, zipping down the berm here. That's pretty awesome. Good bike riding. All right, moped. Yep, I guess that is pretty much used to it. Let's take a look. A Wonky Donkey's leaving. Good night, Wonky Donkey. Have a nice night there, Trev. I'm going to refresh Lava TV Cab, see if he's got any new listings. How about live? How about a live listing? Have a live of the commercials first off, but we can maybe skip those in a few seconds. And there we go. So there is Mayon, and Mayon on Luzon Island. It is live. That is what we're seeing, and that is pretty good, actually. Nice to see the blue sky and actually see the volcano off-gassing quite heavily up top here. I'm not sure how much of that is actually moisture related from what's in the air, but shaken, not stirred. Yep, that's always good. Very nice view, and we like it. And that is what we had there. Going back a little bit, we can see more of that plume coming out of the top here. I just want to see if we go back. He was only streaming for a couple hours here, I think, is when he started. Not sure. But there you go. You can see it still off-gassing right from the top of the volcano. Unfortunately, that cloud doesn't help us out any, but hey, it is what it is. If we go back just about as far as we can, we see a little bit more of the volcano. Not quite as much output from the top here, but still pretty nice looking. It looks like it's developing quite a ravine in here with the lava outflow. So kind of neat to see that as well. And this is going back all the way to the start of the stream, and you can see the off-gassing up top there, and of course the runways down. Looks like it had some lava build up down here. It's either that or that's a really deep crevasse, and this is a heavy edge here, and we're getting shadowing in there. I don't know for sure, but we can definitely see a gouging scar in here as well as this area, and likely through here as well. All right, let's leave that be. So that is our wonderful Mayon. I'm going to put that back on live, and that is what we've got going on there. And that is Lava TV Cabs. If you want to go take a look at it, we will drop the link in there. Lava TV Cabs. And we'll give you that link. You can enjoy it at your leisure if you like, or go subscribe to his channel, give it a thumbs up and all that kind of stuff, help him out. That'd be really cool and awesome. And let's see, does he have I'm gonna do something here while I'm there. I'm going to give him a little super chat here, a little one. Let's do that. There, keep up the fine work. And that's cool. All right, we'll do that, and let's see if that goes through. Yep, that's all good. So happy, and there, gave him a $10 super chat. Awesome. Yeah, well, hey, you know, what goes around is always worthy, and you know, I don't want anything for free. And I mean, putting this show together, is one thing, but helping support some of those that are putting stuff in for us, and having streams that we can view and share. I don't mind supporting them a little bit, and I think it's a good plan, right? Anyway, hopefully that'll help them out, and I get to the next one. See if Ta'al meditation is there. Let's make that one smaller, and we'll go here and just see what we've got. I'm going to refresh this guy and see if there's anything new from Ta'al meditation, and I don't see anything new from him. The last one was 2 weeks ago, so no good. And the other one that I wanted to go to was, yeah, it makes sense to stay on the good side. Absolutely, Mars. It's always one of those things where, like, if I don't want nothing for nothing kind of thing. And I think if they're supporting us by allowing us to use the stuff, then we want to support them, right? Did we have one from? No, I don't think we did. From Madame Rutsa, I don't see. Oh, there it is. That should be this one. All right, let's do that one. We were going to show Madame Rutsa, and there it is. And that is showing what Ta'al is jumping out into the air today. Hey, where are you looking? Go back down to the volcano. Oh, maybe she sees something up in the air. Anyway, quite a bit of off-gassing from what I see there, and it looks like they're hunting for something at 5 a.m., at 5:30 in the morning. That is, of course, a Ta'al, and you can see the plumes of off-gassing that it was doing. Let's leave it as that, and we'll stop that one. We'll get rid of that, and we'll go back to here and make that one smaller. And the same thing with Mayon. Oh, Sharon Stewart also threw in a $10 super chat over there. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. That is very kind of you to help Lava TV Cabs out as well. Very, very cool. All right. The more he gets, he can save up for a good camera or something. Let's leave that be. Pardon me. I seem to get a frog in my throat. Let's hang on. We did that. I want to put that back on Semaru. And we also want to, where do we want to go now? We want to go to Yellowstone. Where is my Jellystone? And Yellowstone is running, so I don't need to go fix it. Let's get over there. And there it is, Yellowstone National Park. And thank you for the 5-minute warning, Sue. We have over 500 active geyser vents there, and all that nice stuff, maps, still cameras, etc. And this one, of course, tours around, looks at things like Old Faithful, etc. If you haven't gone to this site or bookmarked it for a perusal, you might want to consider doing that. It's pretty awesome. And we'll leave that guy be. Let's go back over to Japan. And of course, because we're getting pretty close to the break, the ice cream boat has returned for us. So that is always nice. So the ice cream boat is incoming, as you can see there. Same wind direction as yesterday. Yep, relatively. That's about what we're seeing there. Those are brave trees. Oh, brave trees? All right. Yep, I'm going south. The ice cream boat has arrived, or is about to arrive. Anyway, while that's docking, let's go take a look at the other views here. And of course, that is now throwing a commercial on. Let's go to this one instead. And this is ASO. ASO, of course, is giving off a whole bunch of SO2 and steam, as we can see here. And it looks like they've got some weather coming in behind it as well. If we go back a little bit, just to see what those clouds were doing. Yeah, you can see them sneaking up behind the volcano and maybe trying to be part of it or be incognito, I don't know. And at that point you couldn't tell because of the silhouetting involved. And if we go back here to the early morning light, yep, too much of that extra cloud sitting on top. We can't tell what's going on. Putting it back on live, there you go. And looks like they've got some weather down to that one side. We'll leave it there. Let's go over to the close-up shot, get rid of these commercials finally. And there we go. That is our wonderful Sakurajima. And it's not doing what it was doing yesterday. And not anywhere near as bad anyway. We did see a little bit of material come out earlier, and that was kind of here. If you look, that was a nice column of ash, and I thought that was kind of pretty. Like I was saying, it's not as dark as the material from yesterday, or maybe the material from yesterday just appeared that way because it was a different time of the day. Do you think them trees are aware that Yellowstone will blow up eventually? And no, going south, I don't believe they have any cognizant things to think about. They may be afraid of the guys cutting them down for making toothpicks or something. You know, one tree per toothpick. But I have no idea. That's a nice pop. Yep, you bet it is looking pretty good. Let's see, the close-up cam doesn't really show it as well because it is drifting off to the side. So let's leave that there. We're going to put it back on this one. We see that is from earlier. That was what was the time on that? 7:29 a.m. and quite a decent plume. And of course, right now it's about 2 hours and something later, I guess. Anyway, looking pretty cool. And that is pretty heavy duty. And of course, when you let that run for a little while, it looks like that afterwards. So 7:36, and not so good. And then after that, we watch it a little bit more. This is 7:59, so you know it was ongoing for a while. And then at 8:14, you start to see that white steam coming back out of there. By the way, it was never the little vent there. It was always the two top ones that were doing that. Now, during the night, it was also doing that. And if we go all the way back to just at dusk, you can see it had just finished erupting again. And we didn't see any lava. I was trying to spot any kind of a lava glow or anything. And I wasn't able to see it. Let's go back a little bit more. Those lights are crazy. And there we can't see it. 3:33. We know it's off-gassing. You can see that heavy off-gas there. But you can't see any glow or light or anything like that. If you go back a little bit further, then there's a time where you can see a little bit more background light. It wasn't throwing out as much material. And then prior to that, pardon me, it may have had another eruption there. So that's kind of what we were seeing, and pretty awesome. And that is a Sakurajima in Japan. And we'll put that back on live. That is what we've got there right now. I'm going to make that one smaller and just have a quick look at Asama. Asama about 100 kilometers to the west of Tokyo. And if we go back about, I don't know, 3 hours and 22 minutes, there's what we see. So it is off-gassing, nice little plume there. and kind of hit and miss with the clouds today. There's the stars up in the sky, but low level clouds, so hard to tell what's actually coming from the volcano. Again, same kind of a deal there. Here's a little bit more prominent from the volcano, you can see it, and of course some stars and low level clouds as well in the background. So it is what it is. I don't know what you are talking about, Sue. No lotter of fans here. Furs are rough, Mars. Furs? Don't get your fur all caught up in a knot. Anyway, this is earlier. No visibility. Let's put that back together there and put it back on this one. So at present, we're not seeing any new plumes come out. The ice cream boat is still in. We're going to make that one smaller, put you back on the canned lava, get that going, and then from there, I will go take a break. Where's my canned lava? I know it's here somewhere. And that canned lava is cooking, but we've got cloudy, foggy stuff going in there. Hopefully it'll stay visible. All right, don't go away. Hit the like button if you haven't done that as of yet. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We will be back at 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 minutes, something like that. Gonna go take a break, and then we'll have, we'll go through earthquakes around the world, and then maybe some SO2 after that. Here comes some music. Keep smiling, play nice in the lava. that microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a Bunny X live stream. Oh, hang on, that's a VolcanoX live stream. My bad. Darn it, I thought I got away from that. I have to do a volcano report for Sue. Thank you, Sue. And thank you for the welcome back as well. And Mars 2028, thank you for the welcome back. Awesome stuff. And yep, we're going to go to the volcano report now before we go to any earthquakes. And we'll make sure we get that done. Otherwise, Sue is going to be nasty to me. No, Sue's a wonderful person. Giant report today. Giant report. Holy moly, I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. I just looked at the volcano report. That's not that big, is it? Late Tuesday's volcanic activity. 2 volcanoes. Sakurajima in Japan. It erupted to 9,000 feet or 2,700 meters. Reported at 23:15. I think we knew that. Dakono Halmahera Island in Indonesia. Continuous volcanic ash emissions to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters. Reported at 23:45. And here comes the killer, and that is Wednesday's volcanic activity. 15 volcanoes. And there we go. Let's start out with Luotalak, Lesser Sunda Island, Indonesia. Volcanic ash to 11,000 feet, 3,400 meters, and that is reported at 30 minutes after midnight. Then, same region of the world, Semeru, East Java, Indonesia. Discrete volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters at 1:30 this morning. Reventador in Ecuador, volcanic ash not observed, reported at 1:45 this morning. And then the Avona report of volcanic ash to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, reported at 13:30. Fuego in Guatemala. Sporadic emissions of volcanic ash reported at 2 a.m. And Katmai, or Katmai, however you want to say it, no eruption of volcanic ash resumption reported at 2:15 this morning. In other words, the wind's blowing the volcanic ash around from their previous eruption. Next volcano, Ibu, Halmahera Island. Didn't want to leave Dakono alone, did ya? And that's a volcanic ash to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, and that's at 2:30 this morning. Sabancaya in Peru, intermittent strong puffs to 27,000 feet, 8,200 meters, reported at 3:15 this morning. Sporadic puffs to 24,000 feet or 7,300 meters, reported at 9:15 this morning. Nevada del Ruiz in Colombia, new volcanic ash emissions reported at 4 a.m. Stromboli, Aeolian Island in Italy, separate report. We're going to have a look at that. Klyushevskoy and Kamchatka Peninsula, also a separate report. We'll have a look at that one shortly too. Sakurajima in Japan exploded to 7,000 feet. Well, it erupted to 7,000 feet. Or 2,100 meters at 11:30 this morning. Yep, we've seen that. And the volcanic ash emissions continuing to 11,000 feet or 3,400 meters, reported at 18:15. And there is Dakono, of course, Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia. Continuous volcanic ash emissions to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 11:45. Then Mayon on Luzon Island, Philippines, eruption, volcanic ash cloud, unknown height, reported at 15:30. And then Suwanoshijima in Japan, erupted to 6,000 feet or 1,800 meters, reported at 13:45. And the last one on the list is Sangay in Ecuador. Avona report of volcanic ash reported at 1,600. So there is your volcano report for today. Thank you, Sue, for sending that in. That was a very large report, but hey, we had to do it. So let's continue on and see what else we've got going on here. Real quick peek at those other two reports. First one is from Stromboli. Let's have a look at it. And there you go, a Stromboli volcano, Aeolian Island, Italy, a spattering, a slowed down, lava flow is cooling. And that is pretty awesome. And there you go, reduced activity at the in the North Crater area this morning. And that is what we're seeing. Not that much going on there, so it calmed down a bit. And let's see what else we got. There's a Stromboli, a volcano, Aeolian Island from Sentinel-2. And that looks pretty cool. And you can see the direction of travel for that lava. And a little bit over there. Pretty cool to see that one. And that's from the 9th, so 2 days ago. And this is unrelated. We'll leave that alone. The spattering activity at the volcano has been gradually waning throughout the last night, and the national, or what, INGV is what they issued. Okay, so pulsing short-term lava fountains from the North Crater area vents reduced, but still ongoing, and seems to stop feeding the lava flow at the Schiaria del Fuoco, and likely I'm not going to see too much coming down there. The lava cools, continues to cool down, so-called crystallization process. Strombolian exposure takes, Strombolian explosions take a place from the North Crater and intermittently from the south or central south area. Despite the reduced activity, seismic recordings continue to monitor periods of high amplitude tremor. Interesting, and no significant ground deformation recorded. So yeah, interesting to see that there. Let's have a look at the next one. And there we are. That is a Klyushevskoy volcano, Kamchatka Peninsula. Gas and ash emissions increased. Lava flows continue to advance. So when we look at that, and we see the picture a little bit better there, and definitely snow covered, still doing its thing. I wish we could see the lava flowing on the other side, but we can't. So there you go. That's what we're seeing from Klyushevskoy. What's the next image? This is, yeah, there you go. Satellite image. We can see where it is there, and the path down the hill from Sentinel-2. Elevated gas and ash emissions from the volcano today. So not seeing as much there, but it is definitely covering some area. Let's see, anything else? Well, that's the old one from 1994. That was pretty nasty, back then. Anyway, let's leave that be, and that just shows you where it is located there on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Let's leave that one alone. The activity at the volcano has intensified last night. A certain amount of ash has been occurring in an increasingly a gas steam-rich plume extending about 65 kilometers to the northeast of the volcano. The latest Sentinel-2 image confirmed increased emitting emissions, okay, and may hint a new batch of magma induction inside the volcano. Volcano's main conduit that is being fragmented into a fine ash particles. So very cool. The Strombolian activity continues within the summit vent, characterized by the minor lava fountains that have been building and building the growing spatter dome, or cone I should say, and also supplying the lava flow alternately along with the southeastern Apakhanchik Shish, whatever that is. And anyway, the chutes there. Glowing lava spatter is constantly being ejected to approximate the height of 100 to 200 meters above the crater. So that gives you a pretty good idea. That's 300 to 600 feet above the crater. So that is not a small output. Let's see, what else we got? No, that's it. That was the only two we had. So we're all good with that. Let's put this back to where I can find that later. And we lost 5 quakes since we started the show. That's okay. We'll find them somewhere. And volcano report, good volcano report, Sue. Yeah, she does a fine job on that. Holy hockey sticks, that's a lot of volcanoes. Yeah, and to be honest, I've never seen a hockey stick with a bunch of holes in it. But that's okay. Let's see, what time we got? We got enough time to go over and take a look at our earthquakes. Let's do that. And real quick, a check here. First off, up in the Kamchatka Peninsula, nothing. Absolutely quiet up there. Coral Islands are quiet. And going along here, first one we come to is a 4.2, Fox Island. Hey, I heard of that place. 7:53 a.m., 22.5 kilometers down, 4.2 in magnitude. And yeah, I'm sure we're going to see more activity up there. Not too close. Well, it's close to a few volcanoes, but I don't know if it'll rattle anything loose. Sliding down the North American coastline, we do see one here, 4.2 off the Mexican coast. That storm had just gone through there, and now we're seeing a quake. That is on the Pacific side. Well, it's actually on the Cocos plate, but from the Pacific side being pushed there, I think, is what the problem is. This next one over here, 4.2, and that is off the coast of Nicaragua from 4:39 this morning. 42.8 kilometers down, sliding down a little bit more. This one be in Peru, and that's a 4.8 from yesterday at 22:10, 229 kilometers down. Next one looks like Chile, and it's a 4.9 from 23:29 yesterday as well. 4.9 in magnitude, and 109.7 kilometers down. Nothing new down there. We see a one way over here. It's not that big. Well, a 4.9, and not that big, and that's east of the South Sandwich Islands. Came in today at 10:23, and that is 10 kilometers down for that guy. And while we're going over, we'll take a look at these two first. This one is, what is it, Baleni Island, or Island region, and that's yesterday's from 21:54, and that is 10 kilometers down. And then we've got a 6.3, and that one is west of Macquarie Island, and that's from 1404, 4.8 kilometers down, and not very deep. Let's see what else we got. Nothing in New Zealand, which is probably good, and a couple here in Fiji. They call that the Fiji territory there. 4.4 from 2134, 507.8 kilometers down for that one from yesterday, and this one is today's from 1039, and that's 511 kilometers down, and that's a 4.3. Next we have a 5.1 over here in Tonga, Yesterday's as well, 2237, 10 kilometers down. Mars 2028 says, just get some hockey stick and a power drill and you'll have holy hockey sticks in no time. Oh boy, anybody got a spare hockey stick? I know I'm fresh out. Anyway, looking at the rest of it, nothing in Papua New Guinea, nothing in Indonesia, and we don't see anything until we get up on the map here. And Laos, 4.4 from 1702, 10 kilometers down. Very unusual to see it there, but hey, it's there, so we got to do that. Mars, most trees today prefer standing still. I must say, I don't blame them. Yeah, it's probably better, less conspicuous. 5.2 in Taiwan from 4:36 this morning, and that's from 17.5 kilometers down for that one. Out here in, I guess, Mariana Islands, getting closer to Guam region, and that is from 1950 yesterday at 10 kilometers depth. And if we go up here a little bit more towards Japan, this one is Ryukyu Island, Japan, 4.6, 1633, 137.2 kilometers down. And here comes Foxy Jima, the new island in the Izu Island group. And that is a 4.1 from 1744, 452 kilometers down for that guy. And again, going north, we see nothing there. We've got this guy. We have one in Nepal, and that is a 4.8 from 1237 today. And that is 10 kilometers down. I just want to check down on the bottom here. Don't see anything else, and nothing in Africa. And if we go over here, this would be Afghanistan or Tajikistan. Tajikistan, 4.2, 22, 23 was the time on it from yesterday, 10 kilometers down. And then we have a one here on that stack, only one, which is good. A 4.5, Afghanistan from 23:59 yesterday, or a few seconds. It would have been right at midnight UTC, or our time, I guess. Sorry, not UTC. Anyway, looking at the other areas, we don't see anything new in the Arabian area or Aegean or Greece or Turkey, anywhere there. So that is all good. Also, nothing new there for Sicily. And these were the two that Sue mentioned earlier. So this one was from yesterday. We reported that one, 1813, 10 kilometers down, and they had a new one here, Greenland Sea, and that was a little bit later at 2142, and that was also 10 kilometers down, 4.4. The other one was a 4.7. So pretty close to equal size, but yeah, that was the second one. We didn't see that one yesterday, but it is on the map now. So all cool, and that is our volcano. No, not volcanoes. These are earthquakes, not volcanoes. I'll get it right. We'll go take a look at the Hawaiian ones after the break. How about that? And hey, we got one up here in Mauna Loa. Maybe Mauna Loa will pop a 2.2, and that's from 7:46 today. 45 kilometers down. That's really deep for there. All right, we'll come back to that after the break, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put you back on the canned lava, and we'll keep going from there. So I think I let that canned lava run a little too far, too fast, and we are not watching it, and it was spurting out. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just let it run from there. It'll be okay. All right, let's leave that on. I'm going to throw some music on. For those good people who have not hit that like button yet, give it a quick bop if you can, please. And also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes by Bear Island, Norwegian earthquakes. Yep, Norwegian earthquakes. I wonder if those bears get scared when they feel the tremors. I wonder if they know what that is. Do they head for the water? I have no idea. Mars, there were two. Yeah. Oh, those big ones. Yeah, there were fairly large quakes. Oh no, please tell me there's no more big ones. Yeah, there were what was it? The two were. Let me go back to that. I can't remember exactly what it was there, how many there were. So let's just pop back to that for a second. So yeah, we had the 6.3 there. The other one over here is another 6.3, and the other one here is another 6.3. So we've had three 6.3s in that area, and that is a pretty heavy duty, and that would level pretty much anyone's home, just so you know what's going on there. Anyway, let's leave that one be. Let's go back to our canned lava, and we will go have a look at the Hawaiian quakes after the break. So don't go away, keep smiling, and here's some music. I'll be back. Thanks. And there we go, the microphone's back on. Welcome back everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you, Sue, for the welcome back, as well as Susie, and probably a few more right away. Caught him off guard here, I guess. Anyway, thanks, Mars 2028. So yeah, awesome stuff. Hey, Canada's country is here. Welcome and thanks for the welcome back, as well as going south. Do you see any trees going south? I guess that didn't sound very good. Do you see any trees going south? I don't know if that's going to work either. And Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. Too much singing earlier. Anyway, thank you, Sharon. Awesome. I was lagging. Sorry. Okay, no worries. That happens. Electrons move slower in some places than others. And it's been proven. Trees generally grow north these days. Go north, young man, go north. Or is that go west, young man, go west? Anyway, let's get back over to Hawaii. We're going to park our canned lava here for a minute. And where's that stop button? There we go. And we'll get over to our earthquakes. And we were going to go look at the Hawaiian earthquakes. And so looking at all of Hawaii, we don't see any other quakes anywhere other than right around and on the big island of Hawaii. Furthest one out there, of course, was that little guy here, 2.8, and that's way out. We had a look at this one. This is right up on top, and that is on Mauna Loa, and that is from today at 7:46, 45 kilometers down though, so it's not really on top, it's way down below, and that's below sea level, so that would have like a 47 kilometer flight up to the top if it needed to go that far. Anyway, let's look at Pahala region first, and typically everything in the Pahala region between 26 and 37 kilometers down, so we won't mention the depth. And let's go with this one, 2.1 from 1540, and take 4 hours off of that. We haven't gone into daylight savings time yet, so take 4 hours off, and or is it the other way? Yeah, something. Anyway, we haven't switched the clock yet, so then it'll be 3 hours. Anyway, 2.1 1540 is the time. This one, 2.0 from 9:42 a.m. This is a 2.0 from 9 a.m. and 1.8 from 9:09 this morning. And this one is a 1.9 from 18:26. Next one, a 1.8 from 12:34. And then we've got a 2.3 from 18:28. And underneath him, we have a 2.3 from 14:28. And that is okay. Let's move on to the next one, 2.3 from 10:26. 2.3 from 2:54 a.m. This is a 2.2 from 16:47. 2.2 from 2:51. And right under Pahala, 2.2 from 3:49 this morning. You can see it's right underneath there. And let's grab this one out here, since we didn't get him. And that was a 2.1 from 1540. And then we've got 2.2, or sorry, 2.0 from 840 there. I'm looking at a different spot here. 2.0 from 1629 for that guy. And then over to here we have a 1.8 from 228 this morning. And that one's a little bit out because it's only 2.3 kilometers below sea level. So a little bit out of the region, I guess. That must be playing with the other guys over here. let's get this lonely fellow over here, and he was trying yesterday and tried again today at 9:02 a.m. and that's 4.3 kilometers below sea level for him. We don't have anything new out here, just the old one. So, and we got the one up on Mauna Loa already. So let's zoom into our area there. There is Kilauea. And here are the quakes, and they seem to be spreading southwest a little bit more. Not sure what the heck is going on there. Anyway, let's take a look at the depth and size. That's a 2.3 from 115, 2.9 kilometers down below sea level. This is a 1.8 from 2010 yesterday, and that is a 1.3 clicks down. And then we've got a 2.7 from a 710, 3.7 kilometers down. This one is a 1.8 from 8:27 a.m., 2.5 kilometers down. 2.1 from a 6:46, 3.3 clicks down. 1.9 from yesterday, 22:05, 3.1 clicks down. And this guy underneath on 1.7. From a 21:02, and that is yesterday's at 4.1 kilometers down. This other one, 2.1 from a 23:05, 3.2 kilometers down. And let's get into these here. 2.3, 11 a.m., 1.7 kilometers down. We missed this guy. 1.8 from yesterday at 22:27. This one is from 2.4 from 8:18 this morning, 2.2 kilometers down. Is there one underneath them? No, I thought there might have been. This one is a 1.9 from 18:21 today at 1.7 kilometers below sea level. This one is a 2.5, a little bit bigger. That was yesterday's 22:40. 1.4 kilometers down. This is a 2.0, 10:04, 1.6 kilometers down. And next is the newest one from 1932, and that is today 1.3 kilometers below sea level. And this guy here, 1.8 from 15:30, 1 kilometer below sea level. So the shallow end still over here, but I don't know. Not sure about where those quakes are going. Is this any kind of an indicator here? No, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but it definitely looks like it has has flowed this way in the past, as well as had vents open up in this area in the past, and could pour out and fill in a little bit more. This is that drop-off point where this area here all slumped down. So I don't know. It could make a beautiful lava fall if we had an eruption here and had it flowing down. That would be kind of neat. I would really like that. Hopefully, I don't think there's anyone down here, or a road for that matter. No roads visible, but you never know. There could be something there. Hopefully nobody's going to end up getting munched up there. All right, that's our earthquakes for today, and that is Hawaii. Kind of interesting, and of course it's poised, ready to pop, really. And of course, like I said, with when we looked at the volcano map, and we see our wonderful Fragile Fjell is back on the map, same as LD, and that kind of makes you wonder. We do have magma underneath there. It's just, is it going to pop out, or are we going to see more games yet for our future episodes here to see what happens? Anyway, that's where they're showing the volcano, even though Ragnar, well, that's a Fragile Fjell up there, and this is actually Ragnar underneath that hill, or underneath that cloud right there. So pretty cool. Anyway, we'll leave that be. Oh, yeah, they got that one labeled. That's the Siggy Fisher right there. Pretty cool. Anyway, all good. Let's leave it on that one. It is just about break time, but let's go have a look at the SO2 map. Oh, I think I need to unload that. I forgot. I didn't have it. Windy.com. And I will have brought that up a couple of times, SO2, and there we go. All right, so yeah, quick peek around the world just to see what it's doing. So it's actually thinning out from what we see, from what we've had before. Those really, really heavy spots are a lot thinner looking. Looking down here, though, we've got more stuff coming down in the Antarctic, and I'm wondering where the heck that is coming from. Almost looks like it's coming from Australia. On land, they've got some secret volcanoes that are spewing out gold and SO2, but they're not telling us. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that looks not bad. I guess we could get into the SO2 report. I might as well do it now. Kamchatka Peninsula, of course, we've got Shiveluch and Klyushevskoy and Bezimiani and Karimsky and Matnovsky, and then down on the bottom here, Ibiko, and they're kind of getting split up. Some goes north, some goes south, some gets caught in this system that is sitting over the Aleutian Islands, and that will likely move along the island chain a little bit. We are still seeing very heavy levels here in the Alaskan area and getting into the Yukon, but that is residual stuff from Shisheldon, from over here, and that guy. Well, we don't see him, but he's there. And British Columbia, yeah, lots of SO2. Still quite a bit off of the coastline as well. Alberta, a few breaks, but not the best. And the same thing goes for Yukon is covered, and Northwest Territories has some open spots as well. Same thing with Nunavut. So starting to see a little bit of blue in there. Manitoba did a little bit better, and Ontario with that rainstorm system going there. Definitely a lot better than most of us out west here. And then looking at the eastern part, it doesn't look that much better for the eastern provinces either, so like Nova Scotia and PEI, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland over here. Labrador isn't so bad, but nor is Quebec. But we see more that plume kind of migrated southward here because of that system, and we're seeing, of course, heavier levels from, I guess, Illinois all the way over to New York, and maybe a little further south here in Maryland and those places. New Jersey's fairly heavy, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, those areas, Virginia, starts to get a little lighter once you get into the Carolinas. And it looks like Florida is almost clear, and looks like most of the central and southern states are open, but the western stuff is not that good. Still getting that residual material being kind of washed ashore, if you will. Home is where I lay my hat. NB. Yeah. Where's that? That's over here. Are you in the blue spot? You got to be in the blue spot. No? Oh, you're getting SO2'd. Oh no. SO2 everywhere. Anyway, let's carry on here. Looking at further south, though, Mexico actually doing not bad. We do see that plume from Mexico City, and that's because of that storm here pushing everything out. And we do see the Popocatépetl as well as Mexico City making that plume, and that is headed into the Gulf of Mexico because of that storm. What was it? What was it? Lila or something? I can't remember what the name is now. Anyway, that was over there. Doing our thing here, seeing where Lydia. Oh, that's it. Thanks, Sue. I knew it was something like that. It just didn't pop to mind. Our ones here from Nicaragua and those places all seem to be pointing north, but we get down to Costa Rica. That one is actually being drawn south here, as well as the stuff from Nevado del Ruz and those areas, and that's getting pulled into the Pacific, but not very hard because it seems to be almost stuck there at the coastline. And then going down, we didn't hear about Ubanas, but Sabancaya still erupting, so doing its thing. Quick peek over here, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, levels are fairly moderate. And then looking at the rest of what we see here in Chile, nothing in the really heavy reds or anything like that, so a little bit less going into Argentina, which is probably preferable by them. And looking at what we've got there, so Sandwich Islands, it's hard to tell, but there is a little plume from a Michael volcano, and that is too much other stuff in the way here to be able to tell where that's actually located. We don't see anything coming from Easter Island region, but where does this stuff come from? You know, that always makes me wonder. Is it floating out here somewhere? Do we, well, you know, the ocean is one of the least explored places on the planet, so there are a lot of places down there that we have no idea exist. Anyway, I'm looking at New Zealand. Unfortunately, that plume was sitting right on top of them, and that is hard to deal with. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, that's going to have to blow away. Same thing with over here in Australia. I don't know what, you know, you'd almost think that there'd be an eruption here somewhere. Maybe Australia's got a bunch of volcanoes lined up here. Nobody's telling us about it. What do you think? That could be something that's going on. Anyway, not so much from the oil refineries. The coking plants are still doing their thing in the Sydney area there for Australia. And then, of course, must be a fire. That's kind of what I thought there, Mars. Tofua is still doing its thing. Not so heavy from Yasur. Gawa and Aoba still working away. Our friends here in Papua New Guinea are still doing their thing. Luotalak, not so heavy today. And there's a Semeru's plume doing its thing in East Java, Central Java, from our wonderful Merapi, yeah, ends up being up in here with the way the wind currents take it. But I think there's people pollution in there as well, so definitely something to consider. Anyway, Jakarta and Krakatau, they pair up to be a lovely team here, and of course Krakatau right there. I don't know how badly it was erupting, but I'm sure that it was from the volcano. You can kind of see the outline around it, and I think you know, in that area definitely would be from the volcano. Whereas this other area here, lots of people living in the area, so I don't know why the SO2 is as high as it is, but that is what it is. I don't know. Does anybody know, it's the top of the hour, okay, does anybody know the population of Jakarta? If somebody wants to Google that real quick, I am really curious. What we'll do though, we'll stop for right now. I'm going to go take a break. I need to. My voice is going here, so we'll do that. But yeah, anybody look up the thing for Jakarta, see what the population is. I am curious. 10 million people, 10.5 million. Holy Batman. That's a lot of people. 10.5 million. That's incredible. Wow, a 10.5 mil. I live in a city with 1.5 million with the surrounding area, so that's hard to fathom, really, that many. Those are the What registered ones? Okay, from 2020. Yeah, I'm sure that's gone up another. 11 million. 11,200,000. Wow, from 2023. That is a lot of people for one area. I didn't realize it was that heavy. I kind of figured about 8 to about 10 million. All right, I'm going to go for that break. I'll leave the canned lava on here for you. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, give it a quick bump. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. And must have been a couple of cold winters. Hey, Grandma B, you might be right. All right, here's the music. I'll be back. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sioux and Kananaskis country. And let's not hesitate. There's Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you, DrFox2000. And thanks, Susie, and going south. And awesome. Okay, park that can lava. Let's go back over to that SO2 map. And welcome back, Doc, from our wonderful Mars 2028. All right, cool. Let me get over there. And all right, I'm there. So we had a look at Jakarta and most of Indonesia, and there's Ibu and Dakono taking turns. Actually, they're both running right now, doing their thing. And there is the plume from our wonderful Mayon, which is right there, and that is pretty awesome. And then going over here, we see higher levels in Taal's area, and we did see that it was putting out a fair amount of plumage earlier, according to Madame Rutza. So awesome. Anyway, that is what we got there. Let's move on up, zoom back out a little bit. We see this storm here that's getting rid of a lot of SO2. That's going to move in this way. It'll help a lot of the area. And Taiwan, not so good. Hong Kong, those areas, China, pretty heavy as normal. And there's the plume from Suwanoshijima there in the Japanese islands. And it just switched. The wind switched. That is neat, just by all of a sudden. Anyway, that looks pretty cool. So you can see where that's headed. And this one is from Sakurajima, and that one has been erupting. So I thought it'd be a little bit heavier with SO2, but I guess not. And looking at what we see coming from ASO. ASO has got one heck of a nice plume going there. And all that is drifting up into those other areas. Now, looking at Tokyo, we do see most of that. The wind is blowing to the eastern side here, so it's blowing it out of Tokyo, heading this way, but this stuff here is also heading that way, and that's where it ended up, and that is from Asama volcano. And we already had a look at Kamchatka. We know China and Russia. I got some dirty spots there. This is, I think this is China right here. Yeah, that's all China. Very dirty place. Okay, and India too. Lots of SO2, and very heavy today in the eastern portions especially. Not so bad in Sri Lanka, and looking down here in South Africa, we do see that plume going into the Indian Ocean down there, and that is what we've got from the gold smelting there. Not so bad from our wonderful Nyiragongo, or Maya Nyiragongo. I messed it up. Oh no. I had them down. Darn it. Why can't I see a Nyiragongo or a Nyamuragira? Boy. What is it? Nyiragongo. I got that one. A Nyamuragira. Yeah. I got the 12 mumbles today, I guess. Sue. It's okay. We got it. Anyway, that is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Going up here, Ertael, not so heavy today, and that is all right. Going further up, though, we see lots of SO2 coming from the oil refineries there in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, and even over here in Lebanon, where they have a refinery. Not seeing any increased levels here, which is probably a good thing. Nobody's got fires going. Piggy's area is still fairly heavy, 23.79 for the level today. And I'm wondering if they've got some fires still burning over on the other side there in Turkey. And also seeing what's coming off of Mount Etna that's getting into Libya, parts of Tunisia down there as well. And let's see if we take a look at Stromboli. Yeah, Stromboli not as heavy, but I guess it may be relaxing a little bit today. Maybe Etna's going to go again because Etna's got a good healthy plume of SO2 there. Still seeing Bosnia-Herzegovina area there, some heavier levels. I don't know what it is, maybe manufacturing or something. And then we see Spain, Portugal, most of France, a good portion of Germany, and then Austria, and those places all fairly good there. Switzerland doing all right. France, just the northern portion here, going all the way up through Belgium and Holland and the western part of Germany, as well as up in Denmark. Fairly heavy. A little bit heavier over in England. Looks like the further west you are, the better off you are in the south here. Wales not quite as bad. Ireland not as bad. Once you get up into the northern portion, so up in northern UK or in whatchamacallit, yeah, northern UK. Scotland, that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, they I definitely have higher levels. So, and looking at kind of a mixed bag for Norway, Sweden, and Finland up here. And then, of course, Iceland. Well, starting to get rid of some of the SO2. I think that snow might be taking it out of there. Probably fires in Herzegovina, Bosnia. I don't know, that's possible. But they've had quite a bit there, Sue, and it's always in that same area. I can't see it always being fires. It's got to be some kind of industry is what I'm thinking that they may have going on. Anyway, yeah, looking at the Icelandic stuff here, I'm thinking that maybe, yeah, we might have gotten rid of some SO2 with that snow coming down. Samantha Davenport, hi, I'm Sam from Colorado and I'm looking for a part-time position as a moderator. Sorry, Samantha from Davenport, all the moderator positions are currently filled. And we have a few more than we actually need. We don't need that many. But we don't mind our moderators. They're great people. So anyway, looking at that, that's our SO2 report for today. Let's take a quick look at some weather on Ventuski and see what we've got for big storms happening. So this one, Sean out here, is what they're calling this new one. That is kind of undecided where it's going to go yet. I don't know if they're going to have a long-range tracking on it, but it may come up this way. You never know. It might catch one of these waves going up further. And then, of course, we see other stuff here. That storm that is, well, I wonder, is that what's left over from our Lydia? Did it make it all the way over here that low? I'm wondering if it's already that far. That might be interesting to see what happens. That was pretty nasty, that thing. And yeah, looking at other things here, wanted to see here what they got for circulations here. Looks like it's coming from the east going to the west. And let's see, there's that big low. If we take a look, let's see, precipitation, yep, snow, and look at that, all over Iceland. lots of snow coming down, and our Reykjanes Peninsula is going to turn white, and that's what we see there. Fragnarfjall is going to get some snow, and we're going to see Santa Claus show up at Ragnar, and that'll be in here. So Grindavik is going to get half a snow. It's going to cut off right there, and it's not going to affect the airport. They've put their snow fence up, so the airport won't be affected by the snow at all. You can see that the square blocks. Kidding, I have no idea where the edges of the snow are going to be. Lighthouses down here somewhere hiding. Anyway, that's what we've got there. So snow in that area, that is incredible. And let's see, no snow down here yet. Santa Claus coming. We see snow up in the northern parts of Canada, and pardon me, northern parts of Russia and Alaska even. And even, oh, look at that, we got snow up in the Yukon. Yikes. Yikes, and snow in the Rocky Mountains. Now I'm getting scared. There you go. Winter is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we do have that fairly large storm there, and that'll be affecting places along its path. Grandma B, you better hunker down. Let's see what we got going on. Let's go over here. And there's the other one. There's that big storm, that Bolavin. I don't know what it is, but that's going to be. I don't know where that's going to go yet. That may still take off and go elsewhere, or head in this way. It's hard to tell. It might even just curl up here and go this way. Hard to tell where that one is going to go. We do see that low, and that is pretty normal up here in the northern parts here, where the Aleutian Islands are Bering Sea. They get storms this time of year, so very, very common. And there's that heavy low there. We can see where the precipitation is. It's looks like we're going to get some here. But that is kind of what we got, and not that much happening. Looks like Australia here, a little bit of rain down in the Melbourne area. And of course, and then we go take a look at the other spots. Java's dry right now. We got, wow, this whole area here. It's a rainforest. They're always going to have stuff. Papua New Guinea's got lots of rain too. India just on the bottom portions, and we're not seeing too much else. Let's leave that alone. So Sean is the next one up for bids. Quick peek at the satellite image just to see how much cloud it's got around it, and it really hasn't developed too much yet. So early pretenses for that little storm. The other one, of course, is over here, and it is huge in comparison. And like I said, I'm not sure where that's going to head yet, because the way this is flowing downward, I don't know if it's going to get a good shot at Japan or not, or where's it going to go? Where's it going to go to the west? Everything typically travels to the east because of the spin of the Earth, so we'll see. Anyway, we're going to leave it as that. Let's do our last thing here and find our lowest well, we know the highest temperature is going to be Australia, right? Let's take a look at that. 37, 38, and there I've seen a 40 in here already, so that's pretty warm. 40 Celsius in the outback in some spots, and there we go. Yep, looks like Queensland here is 31, 32, up to 36. Brisbane, home of Oz, sitting at about 27, 28. That's a pretty darn nice temperatures. Whereas Melbourne down on the bottom end here, only about 16. Sydney is sitting at about 28 to, yeah, depending on where you're pointing there, 28 to about 30. So that's not bad too. Sahara Desert, I don't think there's anything too heavy in there. And we see about up to 31 degrees. And of course, a little late for our stuff here. Death Valley is somewhere where I've seen a 30 in there somewhere. But yeah, there's a 30. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, the warm stuff is in Australia. Or right now, if you want to get a tan, you can go to Cancun. And they got 29 there. So pretty awesome. All right, cold temp, and we'll find it, and we'll see what the coldest temperature on the planet is. Already a 71 below there. There's a 72, and let's see what else we got. So a 72, and a 60, 72 there. Oh, I see the 73 in here. And there's a 74 right there. Minus 74 degrees Celsius. And do we have anything colder? I seen a minus 75 right there on the screen. A minus 75. And let's see. Yeah, a minus 75 I think is what we'll have to stick with, but let's see if there's anything colder over here in the other area. Sometimes we get some sneaky stuff hiding in here. Minus 60s, 65. No, I don't think so. 45, 60s, 67, 68, 71. Well, we had the 75, so yeah, I think I'll live with that a minus 75 as my low for today, and hopefully that beat Sue out. I bet she's probably got like minus 80, but Doc beat me tonight. Oh my God, 74 ain't that bad. I had a minus 75 on here. It's in there somewhere. Let's see if we can zoom in and relocate it. But yeah, I whooped a Sue. Yay! That is wonderful, and we seen it on the screen earlier, so it was right in here somewhere. And I'm not sure where it went here, but very close to that low. So all cool. Get it? Cool, all cool. It's a first degree beating, and I make it through that. That's awesome. And thanks for trying there, Sue. That is pretty cool too. There it was, right there on the screen. Minus 75. So awesome. Yep, a first degree beating. Anyway, if you want to go feed those wonderful animals down there, they might need some help. We'll leave it as that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everyone for being here today, and I want to say a big thank you, of course, to Sue for getting the volcano reports in, and the extra reports as well. Thank you very much for that, Sue, and it does mean a lot, and we all enjoy looking at that stuff. So I'll feed the penguins in the cold places, and that is awesome. All right, let's just before we go away here, I just wanted to have a look at the Sakurajima and see what it was doing. And it is still putting out a little bit of that whitish gas now, so I don't know if it's going to continue to erupt. Earlier, while we were doing the show, it had erupted again, but it wasn't quite as big of an eruption. Well, maybe it was. I just didn't bring us over there, and I think maybe I'll just let that play for a few minutes, or to the end of the night here. Maybe I'll let that go for about 15 minutes, and then I will switch it back over to our canned lava, so you guys can enjoy this in the meantime. And on those friendly notes, I'm going to say thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, and a Piggy, and a Sue, and a CND Boy, as well as Yvonne Kunkel, and Gary, and Siggy, and all the rest. Thank you, moderators. Really do appreciate you. Also, a big thank you to our wonderful super chatters and gift givers, and that is Piggy for her super chat, Oh Mummy of Hamsters for her super chat, and then Scott Hartman gifted a 1 month membership and a super chat as well. Thank you very kindly for that wonderful support, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Also, a big thanks to all of you who have come and popped in and hit the like button. And of course, if you haven't, this is your opportunity to give it a quick bop. And thank you for being here. On those friendly notes, only one thing left to add. Please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow night. Take care, good night, and oink oink!
Bye.